in terms of these organized events, there's huge benefit to the guys and gals that have done this before. And I take every bit of my last experience, even though it didn't end on the note that I had wished it did. I learned a ton on that event. So yeah, I think with each one of these, I think even the vets, and they'll even say it themselves, you know, you learn something new every time. You learn what works, what doesn't. We're all sharing secrets. We're all telling each other, you know. You can say this is a competition against each other because it is. Ultimately, when it comes down to it, there's bragging rights involved with it. There's cash prizes involved with it. There's, you know, points, and now that we're AMA sanctioned, involved with it. But when it comes down to it, it's you and the road out there, and we're all in it together, and everyone wants to see you safe, and everyone wants to see you succeed, and it's really a family. So I've been greeted with more than open arms, almost to the point where, like, dudes, I gotta learn it on my own, so I know, like, back off a little bit. But it's no, it's been more than welcomed, and it's awesome. You gotta try it. Mixed genders are great, and we want more women. I'm the only woman here at the American Legends holding it down with all these boys, and it's fine, it's my element, but man, I would love to see more women out here rallying. I've never had a chance to meet a gal by the name of Beth that I hear about all the time, and I would love to meet with her and ride, and there's so many inspirational, awesome riders that I ride with back home that I think the sky's the limit with this sport. And, you know, especially, yeah, there's the big Super Bowl events, which are just straight burly. You know, your 10,000, your 15,000, your 6,000 miles in short amount of day periods, you know. These events and what Jimmy's doing for the sport and making it fun and interesting with the points of interest, as well as just making it a weekend event, it's a really good way to break into the sport. It's a really good way to break in your butt. It's a really good way to, you know, see part of the country and history. You know, all these points of interest he has marked around landmarks, and, you know, that to me, it gets the mind going too, and it's going to help the monotony of the road, because keeping awake is really, you know, a part of it too when you're running on low. So with these points of interest, I think it'll help stimulate all of that too. And yeah, I want more women, I want more men, I want more 18-year-olds, I want more 60-year-olds. I think the bigger the better, and let's form this family and grow it. Sponsorship. I can only use more. Honestly, this is an expensive deal. You know, it doesn't have to be. You can come out here and punk it on whatever you've got, but if you're doing it right, you're in it to win it, and you want to be safe, you're putting extra things on your bike and getting ready for it. I have amazing support in the Throttle Girl Message. Throttle Girl is so much more than just these long distance events. It's a huge part of my own sanctity and my own part of it. You know, I do these things to raise money for charities, but because of the TV side of it all, because of the events, the rally exposure, and the spokeswoman stuff that I do, I'm fortunate enough to be able to have great supporters. Supporters like Saddlemen, who give me seats, and, you know, they just 24-houred a bike pad for my seat because I don't have my own bike out here. I'm actually having to do this on a sponsored bike from a company called Low Country Harley Davidson in Charleston, South Carolina, 2 hours away, but they stepped forward and gave me a bike to ride. I am super, super fortunate, again, as Throttle Girl. There's several different companies that have stood behind the Throttle Girl message, and me as a rider, as far as marketing is concerned. I'm fortunate enough, I'm always looking for more family-oriented corporations that want to come on and support the cause.